UFC win. What's the emotion like for you right now?
Man, everything's crazy. Like, reality's now setting in. I've been here a week. All I've been doing is focusing on training, making weight, eating healthy, following your guidelines down to this very moment. And when I got my hand raised, everything just came rushing.
That's awesome, man. I'm sure you would have liked to finish. Everybody would. You almost got it a couple of times, honestly, but a dominant victory. So are you satisfied with your performance, even if you didn't get the finish?
Yeah, I'm satisfied with my performance. I mean, everybody wants to be that guy who has that 100% finish rate, but then they start to question your cardio. You can't question my cardio conditioning now. I just went 3 rounds and dominated my rounds with an undefeated fighter.
Can you explain what this month has been like for you, man? September, I imagine, will be, one of the best months of your life so far.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. September 21st was my first daughter. She was born. She's 10 years old, so happy birthday to her. Then September 1st, I get that win over Cody, and then the win over Aleksa just now, and it's like, September's a real good month.
So you had to miss your daughter's birthday to be here.
Yeah, but I mean, between the service, like, cause I don't got like good service, like being able to communicate with her, I was able to say happy birthday to her. So now I'm saying it now so the world can know.
That's awesome, man. Well, man, you've had this vision for your career and how things go. So, man, now that you've got this win, where do you go from here? What's next? November
28th. My training partner is fighting in Vegas. I would love to get on that card.
William, right here. Speaking of, you said the critics will say like cardio issues. Now you proved them wrong. Do you think you did enough to prove your critics wrong in this fight?
Yeah, I mean, it was a grind. In my interviews, I said it was going to be a grind. I was aiming to finish. Every round I aimed to finish, and I went to 3 rounds. Like, no lie, I don't think I counted the first round, because I was thinking there was another round, and I'm like, what are you talking about? That's the energy, the adrenaline was kicked in, so I'm like, I'm ready to go another round, and they were like, it's done. And I shake his hand, and I'm like, oh.
Or are you happy to put this chapter of your because you detailed to me today, like there was some, so like you might have fought on the regional scene and now you fought in the UFC. Are you happy to be past him at this point in your career?
I mean, fighters fight. So if that fight ever comes around again, which probably will, because a lot of guys like to fight guys that they lose to, or sometimes that they win to if there's like a misagreement, like, oh, you only won because, well, we can do it again. So I'm happy that I got to this point, and I'm happy I was able to make my UFC debut in a dominant fashion against an undefeated fighter.
And then during the broadcast, a lot of the commentators when you guys would grapple, they would just say, oh, he's just stronger. Like, it doesn't matter what position he's in, he can just power out of this. So while you were grappling with him, did you feel a sense of like you were just so much stronger than him?
That's the misconception of my physique. I am strong, but at the same time, muscle endurance needs to play a big role in your performance. So I'm not just strong. I have endurance to be able to repeat repetition over repetition. As you see, he started to fade away, and I started to ramp up. So it's not like, okay, I'm stronger. It's just the fact that I have more endurance than him, because when we first started, the grappling exchanges were like, it was there. He was hitting me to weaken me up, to loosen me up, and it was just like, the more he hit me, the more I got ramped up to the point where I'm like, all right, second round, I'm gonna dominate him and go for the finish. I didn't get it. Then the third round, I'm like, all right, I gotta finish him. And then it didn't go that way either. So it was just a matter of just grinding him out and just landing attacks.
And then one final one, someone that looks like you with such a high finishing rate, I think someone sees you, they just assume you're going to knock the guy out on the feet because you're, quote, stronger than him. But you dominated the grappling, like you said. Do you think you silenced the critics, that you are more than just a knockout artist too?
The whole UFC roster, as guys that debuted like me today, to guys who's been in the game forever, we can never silence critics. They will always judge us. They will always have something to say. I bet you right now you go online, they're like, oh, that guy's on steroids and he's slow. Like, I'm in that cage. We're here to entertain you. If you don't like what's going on, wait for the next fight.